club to push for the signing of this player for, let's say, $4 million. So the group profits from this, and the coach and sporting director would get a cut off this profit, which means these signings weren't really being made because they would make the team better. They were literally made so these groups, these corrupt groups, these alleged corrupt groups, would profit out of it, just from overinflating prices of players that they would buy. Now, there were some big names involved in this investigation on the illegal side of it, which I'm not going to mention on this video. You can go do your research yourself there. That goes beyond my point of corruption here. Now, the reason the Gold Cartel is being investigated is because it affects the club owners, the so-called, at least the way I'm referring to them, the soccer oligarchs of Mexico. They don't make money off of this. They lose money because of the Gold Cartel. So it's being investigated and dealt with. Otherwise, nothing would be done. When it's done by the club owners, usually nothing is done to address it. So why don't we talk about them now? As they literally get away with everything they do. For example, Televisa has way too much influence in Mexican soccer landscape at the moment. They own Club America, they have strong TV deals, and the current president of the Mexican Football Federation, Mr. Yon de Luisa, is a former president of Club America and the former vice president of Televisa Deportes. The rabbit hole is deep, man. I can't go through everything. Hello, Filippo from the future here. So after we recorded the entire episode, breaking news came out that the Mexican Soccer Federation president, Yon de Luisa, actually sent in his resignation. However, it still has to be evaluated and accepted by the club owners, believe it or not. And they will also decide who reaches the position after Yon de Luisa, essentially who becomes the new president of the federation. And they've even said that recently he's been kind of annoyed, Yon de Luisa. He was even absent of the presentation of Diego Coca, the new head coach of El Tri. How does that affect Mexican soccer? I don't know, but I thought it was worth adding to this video. So the president, Yon de Luisa, apparently presented his resignation. By the time you're watching this, he might already be gone, or maybe they changed his mind somehow. Who knows? As I said, it seems like Mexican soccer is broken. Okay, that's the update from Filippo from the future. Bye-bye. Now look, even the hiring of their new Mexican national team head coach was political. For starters, they have a national team committee that has power in the process of hiring a new coach. Oh, hey, a national team committee. That sounds reasonable. That makes sense. But who runs this committee? The ones that run this committee are the club owners of Chivas, Guadalajara, Santos Laguna, Tijuana, Necaxa, Club America, and the federation's president that also has very strong ties with Club America and Televisa. This committee was against the hiring of Marcelo Bielsa. And listen to this. Whether you think Bielsa was a good option or not is not my point. My point is, why do these club owners have any influence on who should or should not be the national team coach? Worry about your own clubs. But, I mean, more power, more political influence. It's all a game to them. But as I said, the hiring of Diego Coca, the new national team head coach for Mexico, was extremely political. And Hercules Gomez does a great job in Futbol Americas at the episode February 9th, where he explains it. So I don't feel like going into details here. My point has been made. Go check out Futbol Americas if you want to understand more about this specific event. If you want to see other issues related, you can look up the Pacto de Caballeros, which essentially means the gentleman's agreement, which it's really nothing to do with being a gentleman. A gentleman would never do what they did. Also, if you want an interesting story to look up the story of the Monarcas Morelia, which, you know, they no longer exist, and they were replaced by the Mazatlan FC. Like I said, I can go through everything, but there are too many stories of corruption, political games, and exploitation of the passion of the fans that they bring into the game. And to me, this corruption section, or the alleged